Ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for Things BMX is ready. I know I am. Let's hack the ATB Airways. Let's kick it. All things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's all things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX are screaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast to YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. You gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when my rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's all thanks BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris, and Paul did it damn and kinda get it entertain y'all. And I wonder who gon' have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I would just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. Said it's all thanks BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's all thanks BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome into episode 182. Always on top. Tonight, we have Kip Edwards. He's going to set them goddamn haters straight this evening, ladies and gentlemen, so you guys don't go anywhere. It's going to be a heater of a show. We've got a barn burner coming to you from the Ethan Clark Studios right here in the busy metropolis of Heartland, Michigan, which is now going to finally get what restaurant, Melissa?
Which one?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, sorry.
Really?
I was thinking, Lefty's just opened.
No, we're getting a Buffalo Wild Wings here in Heartland, people.
Yes,
I
we
actually had
are.
to stop at the stoplight today coming over.
It happens once in a while. I mean, when you leave, it's typically closed. So Chris and I are here at the AOT News Desk, getting excited to bring you another good show. Melissa is hanging out in the back at her Gate 9 perch. How's things going, Melissa?
Good. Glad to be here tonight.
We missed you last week.
Oh,
Paul,
sounds like I missed a good time.
Paul did a pretty good job,
Oh, I'm
but
sure.
he, you know.
Do you have a fog machine?
I do not.
No,
But
you
I'm
don't.
kind of missing his hemorrhoid pillow that he had back here, though.
Wow, way to toss him under the bus. Ladies and gentlemen, we are off and running. Danger Snacks brings our guest this week. Danger Snack is the snack that brings you the difference between dragging ass and hauling ass. It's a straight smack to the face when you need it, whether you're at work, you're at the track, or you're just dragging ass.
Just need a little pick-me-up.
You guys make sure you use our discount code SHITSHOW for 10% off.
Yes.
The show's chat, which our guest is logged into tonight, so we're going to play a fun game of is it Melissa replying or is it Kip replying? And it's brought to you by our good friends over at BMX Rocks Photography, and they bring us our chat question for this evening, which is a good one according to Chris.
I like it.
What is your favorite BMX logo of all time? And because
Not
this is
just
going out
old
on social
school.
media, I feel like I'm going to have to give the Chris Beer disclaimer. It's of all time. New
All
school,
time.
mid-school, old school, any time. What's yours?
Oh gosh, seriously. All time. I like the Patterson logo, 1984-ish, where they put the white in with the blue and the orange and the yellow.
You're obviously talking to the viewers because I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll get it. I'll look it up.
I kind of figured.
Melissa, do you have a favorite BMX logo of all time?
Yeah, it's right there.
Atta girl.
That,
ATV.
that's
I had to
right.
get my directions right.
Right,
I was
I
like,
noticed that.
Nope.
It's like,
It's this way. Thank you, Billy at Gate 9 Number Plates, for your amazing design work and helping us start this crazy ride we're on. So,
I
that's
say,
my fave.
I like that one too. I'm kind of partial to it.
Yep.
There you go. I'm a big fan of
All
Hutch.
right.
Big fan of Hutch.
Hutch.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yep.
Cool.
Tonight's Lightning Round is brought to you by 110 Nutrition. It's going to be a burner, I'm telling you right now. And you can get your guys' discount over there. It's all Things BMX. Our show doesn't happen without the support of the following companies: Dye Job Apparel, The Hack Shack, and DB Sports. When you guys are shopping and you need your BMX needs, make sure you guys check out those that support the show. Hey, all the links we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to have them in the show notes, the descriptions if you're on the podcast format. So, if you hear something that pops up, make sure you guys go there, and all the links will be there. So, everything for AOT will be there.
Yeah.
Without further ado, let's
check out
welcome in
Hey,
our guest.
Kip Edwards.
There you are.
Welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all allowing me to get on here and talk some BMX, which, as many of y'all know, is kind of new to me. So if I sound ignorant, it's because I am.
Okay. So
Join the club. Yeah, we got that in common, buddy.
yeah, but hey, you've been doing this a while now, Melissa. You got it down pretty good compared to
I fake it well.
what would that in 2020?
That's my slogan. Fake it till you make it.
Hey, man, I've been over here faking it for 182 episodes.
Well, it's kind
too.
of funny that I'm on episode 182. This might date me a little bit, but growing up, my favorite band was Blink 182. So when I saw it was 182, I was like, oh, that's it's meant to be. It was really cool. So it was kind of this is the first time I've told anyone that I'm a Blink 182 nerd. But
there you go.
I love this.
It's out there now.
So
Yeah.
Are you a numbers guy? Like you have certain numbers that are important to you and that type of thing, or not so?
Yeah. So 2-7, 7 being my lucky number, 2 being my wife's, has been kind of throughout our whole thing. My daughter's born on the 26th. She came home the 27th. And when you start, you're able to make any number what you want it to be. Once you kind of like I was born on the 9th. 2 + 7 is 9. So, but 2 and 7 has always kind of been our numbers, and that's kind of I've never ran that number on any of whether it's motocross, BMX. Actually, on my jet ski, I'm gonna start racing jet skis, and I did do 2-7 for that, but usually I ran 749, which was my kind of combination between my daughter and my son's birthday. So
There you go. Yeah, you got a number.
I heard you're a big fan of the number 69, Chris.
Could you have walked into that any more?
You opened the goddamn garage door for that one, Chris. Just back that Mack truck right in there, son.
I was asking you, dude. Actually, 34 is my number. So anyway, doesn't matter.
3 + 4 = 7.
That was back in the NBL
There you
days.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's half 7. It is. That's good, Kip.
Told you we're going to be off and running this evening.
All right, yeah. No, 34 was my NBL number back when, but yeah.
That's cool.
Anyway, that was 100 years ago too. So, all right. And if you're following from the dirty knobs, it's time to drink because I said NBL. All right. So I guess we kind of already covered it. Well, we didn't really cover it. We don't know. But how did you find out, get involved in the sport of BMX?
Okay, so long answer that we'll kind of make short.
Okay.
And it's kind of, well, if it's okay, I'll kind of progress through how AOT started and kind of how we're here. But so I used to build custom Harleys for about 10 years. And then my daughter got diagnosed with cancer, and we discussed that a little bit pre-show. And when she did, obviously our focus changed, sold the business, sold kind of all of our patents and whatnot. And I went back to working for the man, which was in kind of email sales. I did that for about a year and fell in love with a company called Fist Hand Gear, which I'm sure a lot of y'all know. They make just really cool gloves that are just off the wall. It doesn't, nothing matches as far as they don't make gear. It's just gloves. Fell in love and said, hey, I want to do this. So this was kind of late 2019, started gloves by February of 2020. So about 5 months, we went from gloves to goggles and gear. Then COVID hit, and I was still working at my 9 to 5 and kind of doing this at the time on the side. Luckily, COVID made me work from home. So I had plenty of time to kind of do both. COVID was kind of the blessing in disguise as far as, everyone had to get out and and start doing stuff like that. So motocross has been what I've done since I've been 7. So that was kind of our focus. And then, had some people asking for BMX. We're like, oh, we'll do some BMX gear. And again, didn't know a whole lot about it. Ended up buying, if you see, I'm always terrible with this behind me, where we go right there, that bike right there, it's an S squared, and was like, oh, I'm going to start, getting to BMX. And I just didn't have the time. We did pump tracks and stuff like that, which kind of led to, we had a couple riders that wanted to start a national team, a BMX national team that were already riding for AOT, started that. One of the guys that was part of that group was actually our manager for a while. It was just a douchebag. And so ended up kind of screwing up the whole team chemistry, to be honest. At the whole time, we're still doing BMX. BMX was probably about 10% of our total revenue with AOT. And now it's probably closer to maybe 15, 20%. And it kind of sat stagnant for maybe a year, maybe less than that. Maybe I just don't remember. And then Braden Lewis, which a lot of y'all know, I don't even know how we started talking about it, or I offered him, if he approached me, or what happened, but he kind of stepped into that role. And what was at the time just kind of I don't know if flailing is the right word, but the national team was just kind of stagnant, just sitting there. And once he kind of came in and took over, and it just exploded. And, now we have, I think it's 12 state teams. We have obviously a full-on national team. I got back into BMX when I was diagnosed with cancer last year. I can no longer race motocross. And so I was like, you know what, I kind of wanted to start taking an approach of 1 month, the focus was going to be heavy motocross, and then BMX, and then ATV, and then jet ski, or something like that. And I got into the BMX side probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and it just gripped me. And so we've been going all out in the BMX stuff, changing materials, patterns, fitment. And then, fast forward a little bit further to about 2 months ago. And I was like, you know what, I really want to race next year. I want to see, kind of what I can do in my age group as far as, old and slow, and started looking for another bike. The S squared's a class bike. So I was like, hey, Braden, help me find a cruiser, so I can kind of do both. And we did that for about a day and couldn't really find one that I wanted. And so he kind of, started talking back and forth, and we decided, hey, let's just build a frame. So reached out and actually, I believe it's to you, Justin, and talked to some people, and ended up getting the frame designed, and, using geometries that have been proven to be effective at winning, both in the beginner level all the way up to the professional level. Changing a couple little things, obviously coming back. We redesigned the dropouts, we redesigned the top tube. It's hydroformed, and that kind of leads us to where we're at now. Is really, there it is, kind of getting into this realm of being a frame company. A lot of people like to throw some shade at, like, you're a hobbyist, and you're a hobbyist because you're just starting frames. And what I like to tell them is, I used to build $100,000 Harley Davidsons on a frame jig. So I'm not some guy who's looking at a BMX bike and saying, oh, it's 2 triangles, just weld it and let's go. Like, there's knowledge behind it. And one thing that I've always said is, if I can't do it to what I feel is badass, then I'm going to find someone who can do it badass. So I feel our designs are badass, so I design our gear. But on the frames, I can't do it badass. Yeah, there's a bike right there, 210 horsepower Harley Davidson. If you look at that, everything from the nacelle where the handlebars are coming through to the bags are all handmade, all hand laid. It was turbocharged. You can see it's a chain drive, not a belt drive. So, this is new to us as far as the BMX frames go. But running a business, fabrication, production is 15, 20 years into that business. So
Nice.
So do you say when you start things, would it be safe to say you sort of jump all the way in?
Yeah, there's and yes, no matter if it's the frames, no matter if it's, I wanted to start racing BMX bikes and I got 16 bikes out there right now. I wanted to get into, because when I was diagnosed with cancer, obviously my life changed. I was like, I don't ever want to look back and be like, I wish I'd have done that. So me and my son were going to go. I used to surf when I was in high school, and I was like, dude, let's go to Costa Rica. Let's go surfing. So I bought 7 surfboards. So now I got surfboards, for everything, because I always want to be the weakest link in anything I do. So, I try to, what I'm able to afford, buy the best of what I can afford, so that when I fail, it's because of me. I didn't fail because my wheels weren't light enough or my surfboard wasn't long enough. I failed because I sucked, and I'm okay with that, knowing that it's my fault. So yeah, to answer your question, nothing is half-assed. It's all or nothing for me.
Oh, that's a good business model.
That's how a lot of people do it, man. It's all or nothing, right?
I've got a solid answer the next time someone says you're a hobbyist.
I want to hear it.
What
I
is
like
it?
them.
Tell them to go fuck themselves. I'll make sure I mark the show that it's not whatever. But hey, we've been called hobbyists, and I'm like, how the hell are we called hobbyists every week at 8:00? Here we are.
Yeah.
No, and like I told y'all before the show, I tried this. I went all in. Like I said, I went all in. I got my mic and my camera, and I subscribed to my stream, whatever it was, and I was ready. And about 3 episodes into it, I'm like, dude, this is another job. And it was once a week, but it was a job. Yeah. And to where I was like, dude, so no, it's I applaud y'all for making the dedication to, everyone who's watching, to keep this show going week in, week out. It's insane.
Well, listen to this. So Braden messages me, hey, I heard you know how to get frames. Like, well, yeah, kind of. Like,
yeah, kind of.
Here's a name. This person does the majority of BMX frames. This person does them. This does. And, this, just the typical names you're always going to hear. Yeah. And then he's like, I think it was about 36 hours later. Yep. Here's the bike. Like, dude, that thing's sick. Like, they don't mess around. We go all in. AOT goes all in. They're ready. And I was like super impressed. Like,
actually, you have that one up there now. I'm kind of liking that blue and white. I'm kind of partial to blue and white.
Yeah, we know. So yeah, kudos to you guys. And I'll slide through. I've got pictures loaded up, but like I'll click through. And to those in the chat,
that one's cool too, asking
about the information, we'll put the links. We'll pop them in the chat too. But again, they'll also be available on the descriptions and show notes too. Yeah. But we'll put the links in there for you guys.
AOTRacing.com. And check that out.
So, you also did motocross, right?
Yeah. So motocross was my bread and butter. I was never good. I was training for Loretta's, which is it's our grands. I say our, but motocross, it's motocross grand. It's the big, finale kind of the year. And I was feeling good. I was getting better. I was, at the track 3-4 times a week, and I was training with Kyle Swanson, who was a pro. I miss that a lot, but I don't. I don't miss all of the anything in life. Y'all know, just the show, for instance, again, the amount of time that you got to put in to be at a level that you can really compete at that high end is a lot. And, sitting around for a year made me realize that I don't miss having to get up and, your whole day was spent riding. I do miss going to the track with our riders and our friends. That part really sucks, but I'm getting strong again and getting healthy again to where we'll be soon doing that. But yeah, motocross is still our big bread and butter. Like I said, it's probably at a low 80% of our kind of our sales, and we've had over 50,000 people apply for sponsorship through AOT Racing. And that's kind of talking about the haters and not to, and I don't want this whole show to be about that, but I do appreciate y'all allowing me to kind of get a little bit off my chest as far as
let
that
you
goes.
address it.
How's that? When we started the gear company, the same thing happened. Like, oh, this is a gear company, too many gear companies, they're garbage, blah, 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 for no reason at all, zero hate. And I proved them wrong. Now, like I said, now we're one of the fastest growing gear companies the last 4 years straight. Which, says a lot. We just did a Black Friday sale. We sold 500 sets of gear in 3 days. So
wow.
I wish I could take credit. I wish I could be like, yeah, that's me. But our AOT Army is just a bunch of people that are phenomenal. And the reason I continue to do it, one of the big things that, haters will tell me is, or they'll say when someone, oh, I heard that AOT will sponsor, and their response is always, they'll sponsor anyone. You apply, they'll sponsor. And I always have to ask them, I say, well, what's bad about that? Like, why is that a bad thing that I'm willing, a sponsorship's a partnership. So I'm going to give you a discount, whether it's 10% or 100%. And I expect in return, you're a good ambassador for the sport and for my gear company and whatnot. And we've had so many that, one of our riders, Abshir Hall, who's a motocross guy, joined, and he joined at what we call our low tier, our lowest level. And now this kid is a Cobra Elite rider, which is the cream of the crop. He's winning Loretta's motos, and yeah, obviously now he's a full sponsored rider. And that's what we want. We want that, that foundation, those kids that are just starting, because we show them the appreciation now with gear, discounts, whatever. As they get faster, guess what? They're going to show that right back to us. So, I love proving people wrong. And I'm going to do the same thing with the frames. When I started the frames, it was truly for our state team. It was for me. Like, I wanted a frame. And so it was for our state team, because I had to order a minimum amount of frames. So I was like, okay, I'm going to order the minimum. We won't go through them that fast. I think we sold like 120 in like 3 weeks. And so it just kind of exploded. And then all these haters came out of the woodwork, and, the frame, the guy who's building the frames for us, he's like, hey, Kip, this guy is messaging me, and this company's messaging me, blah, blah, blah. And they're mad that, they're thinking, they didn't really know, because he hasn't said who's making them. He's like, that's like, and I kind of, Justin told him to say what you said, fuck them. They want to come and they want to cry. Well, then guess what? Now I'm going to do everything in my power to take every one of their pros, because the difference between frame company A and us is I'll lose money just to make a point. And if it's paying your pros more, because guess what? All you can do is give them a frame. And now that I know like what a high level pro makes, I laugh at it. I'm like, okay, I'm like, that's, and it's peanuts on the dollars of what these companies are making. And so I'm like, you're getting a frame and X amount of money, and that's it. How about this? How about we design a gear set for you that you make a commission off every single one you sell? How about you have a code on your Instagram that you do it, no matter what they buy, you get a kickback. So it's kind of that salesman pitch of unlimited earnings. And I hate that, because I feel like that's such a, like, just to try to get someone in, but it truly is. If you're a good racer, you have a good following, it's unlimited earnings. And I even saw, Dylan Kirshner, there he is right there. He said he'll be back, but he was one of our first pro riders, and he's made money off. He's designed two gear sets that we've sold, and he's made money, more money than, and he's told me, than any other factory has ever offered him before. And it doesn't, we don't lose money per se on that. We're helping out a rider. We're getting our product out there. So now I'm coming after all these frame companies. I know some people are like, oh, he's going to try to, he's coming after all frame companies. No, that's not what's happening. I'm coming after the ones that are sitting there crying. I can almost guarantee that the big dogs are looking at me and they're not giving two shits right. They probably know who I am. And that's okay too, because, they will. But until that point, here we are. So
what sets your gear apart from the others?
A lot. And then that's a real answer. So the main thing that I would say is the big companies. And to preface this, Fox Racing, FXR, I absolutely love. Like, Fox that's kind of like me and my wife both. That is like what we would, if someone said, could you be like any company, it'd be Fox. I love Fox. I love everything they do. FXR, I love their designs. I have no problem commenting or complimenting or giving props to companies when they deserve it. So even them, though, because they are so big and they have to order, in that year advance, they come out with 2 drops a year. You have your fall release, you have your spring release. We come out with typically 2 designs a week. And that might be the average, honestly. We have over 1,000 different possibilities, because you're able to, add colors. Yeah, like you look at that right there. We also are I don't say the only one, but I'll say we're one of the few ones, if there are more, that allows the rider to customize their gear in the sense of like, I want this part black, I want this part white. Well, no, I want this part green, I want this part yellow. Most companies don't do that. So that's been the biggest thing to separate us. And then I'll also say is rider input. I do contests all the time, like, hey, design this.
Mm-hmm.
Even today, we have like this AOT logo that wasn't designed by me. It was designed by a customer that won a contest. And I'm designing gear off of that, and it just didn't feel right. So I posted on Facebook, hey, what needs to change? And I had input, and that input will be put into the design. So we probably have 10 different designs that our riders have designed, and they get credit for it. And we obviously give them gear, Andromeda, Dylan's kits, Goonies. So there's a ton, and so that's where I feel like, show me another owner of a gear company that has the presence I do. And I said this on the other podcast, not presence of like, look at me and I have 1,000 followers or whatever, 1 million followers, but the presence of every day I'm on social media and I'm responding and I'm liking and I'm sharing. I enjoy that. So that's, luckily for me, it's something that separates us, but at the same time, I absolutely enjoy it.
Yeah.
I love all the colors.
Yeah. The bright colors are.
And the customizable, that's huge.
That's what we're racing in right there next year, Chris.
Is that it?
The suit.
The suit.
Hey man, we're all business.
The leisure suit or the tuxedo.
You're growing a mullet out.
A mullet.
And we're gonna run that
Oh,
all
I
year.
like the black pinstripe. Hey, can we get that for the Christmas party?
If we don't get it for the Christmas party, we'll have it for the cruise for sure.
There you go.
Just imagine just walking around the cruise and something like that, like the whole time.
That would be sweet. Formal night, dude.
Wait, if we order a kit, what's the turnaround time?
So that's the big negative of what we do. If someone's needing something fast, obviously you can go even on Fox's website and you can order it and get it 3 to 5 days. All of if you needed something like, hey, Kip, I need a set of gear, I don't care what it looks like tomorrow. We usually stock probably 200 to 300 sets of gear in stock at all different times. But mind you, with 1,000 options, there's a high probability you're not going to get what you want. So 3 to 4 weeks is typically where we're at. There's some times where a name's misspelled or we get, graffiti and it'll be purple instead of pink. And so we'll still send it out to the customer. We'll say, hey man, we dropped the ball. We're going to send you the replacement jersey. But 3 to 4 weeks is typical of what our gear is running as far as ETA right now.
I don't think that sounds bad at all, especially if I'm customizing it.
It's almost, you're getting something custom. That's
not
and shabby.
That's kind of where we're at too, is like, I don't, in my life at least, I've never been in a situation where I had to have gear tomorrow, like where I didn't have anything to wear. I'm going to ride naked or I had to buy. So most of the time, plan out and you're good to go.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Like right now, whatever you have is what you're going to run. So, like the first of the year, I'm going to need, I don't know, that USA, the ones you just came out with, the United States Air Force outfit or the Marines outfit or whatever. I need that for next year or whatever it be.
And we do team stuff too. Like Mike's Bikes up in Pennsylvania, the Eliminators. We're actually doing a track that it's going to kill me that I can't think of the name right now. It's the Arrowhead design. But we do, team kits as little. I try to now.
Richfield.
It's one of those things that sucks. When we first started off, I was doing one-off kits all the time because we were only doing, 15 kits a week, 20 kits a week. Well, now, it slowed down a little bit this year, but we were doing 150, 200 kits a week steadily. And so it took away that intimacy between me and, a lot of our riders. So we had to kind of change that part that really helped separate us. So, what helped separate us, I had to do away with. And that kind of sucked. So, we do team kits now, but we like to keep it, at least 10 kits per team just to kind of make it easier and financially feasible on our side. But yeah, just kind of getting back, we do full team kits and that's actually a lot of fun. I love designing those, unlimited revisions and on top of the kits, we can do matching, shorts and hoodies and puffy jackets. And it's really endless as far as the options.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
So somebody can like, hey, I've got a team. I want you to make them. They can just contact you. And from there, they're off and running, working with you on the designs and everything.
Nice. Pull up this website real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
AOTMX.com. So this site's not live. Well, it probably is live and shouldn't be, but you're going to see that it's we've been working on this for
it's my filter.
Okay. It's so much more user friendly. We're actually going to have a section on here to where teams can go and they can get quotes now for it. There it goes. But it's just a lot cleaner design. It's going to be a lot easier to kind of navigate. That right there, when you talk to that, you're going to be talking to me. So like on my phone, I'll get a message and I'll be able to respond directly to you. Mind you. I'll write back.
Well, you're just proving the point here. Hey, I can get right to.
Yeah, that's very accessible.
You know, because usually when you see those things, you assume it's some kind of AI or something. You know.
Yes.
98% of the time it is, except when it's Kip.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, I tell you that, and then I'm like, how do I even operate this thing?
I didn't hit send, so it might.
I was like, why didn't I get something? Okay.
I canceled it.
Oh,
but
He's
yeah,
like
so
trying
like,
to
we're
respond to you. We're just killing time.
I was looking. I was like, I'm like a fucking idiot now.
yeah.
But you know, we had growing pains like any company. Another thing that separates us is our warranty. You know, 90 days is like what we like to say of any kind of manufacturer defect. And the reason, you know, I say that is I had a buddy who went out and bought Fly Hydro, and this isn't a knock on Fly. This was a rare instance, but spent $280 on the set of gear. First day we're out at Cycle Ranch, and it just shreds. And I say there's nothing. I don't know if he contacted them. I don't know. But typically, there's no type of warranty on a rip or anything like that. With us, there is. So, you know, you have 90 days, a knee patch rips, a belt rips. And we had, you know, a time where our vented material, it was just something that was wrong in the material. And it just shredded. But we have such a great relationship with, you know, our factories now that we're able to go in there and say, hey, here's the issue. Let's fix it. Let's replace it. You know, no cost to the customer or nothing like that, because we want to keep the customer, you know, and it's not worth losing a customer over a $75, $80, $100 pair of pants. So.
Right. Well, and then you can make that change going forward. Hey, we're not going to use this material. We're going to use that one. Right. You can upgrade.
Even a lot of our changes now, especially in the BMX world. So our California team, oh man, I don't know if David's on here or Mick's on here, but I think it's like a 28 riders now. And so,
wow.
You know, I reached out to him and I'm like, hey, you know, how's the fit? How's the data? Oh, we feel like the knee area is a little bit baggy. Okay, cool. So then I go and I redesign. I say, hey, let's take off a half inch from, you know, 3/4 of the way down to here. Change it. How's it fit now? Oh, it's better, but you know, here. So we are like continuously, and it would have been really easy for me to not do anything. Once it started kind of growing, it's really easy to get complacent and just say, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
But and like I said, I truly feel our designs are the best designs out there. Well, I want not to have the best designs on the shittiest quality. I want the best designs. I want the best quality. I want the best rider. You know, I want the best of everything. So I'll continue to improve and to change, you know, to manipulate the way that we do certain things, and, you know, little touches. Like now all of our mountain bike stuff, the buttons, and I don't know if I can show you all this. Let's see if I can. Well, the buttons, if you know our cog, it says AOT and it says always on top. Mm-hmm. That AOT, it's kind of built into a circle. That's going to be on all the buttons now. So, you know, just small stuff that's
cool.
It's not needed. You know, it cost me extra, but it looks so much cooler. And it, you know, and the reason I got that idea is because Fox has the Fox head on their buttons. You know, so I see what's working, and I'll either, you know, imitate that or try to put my spin on it, try to make it better. But if that's working now, I at least want that as my baseline. I want that as the bare minimum. So
it's all in the details, man.
That's right.
It's all in the details.
And for those listening later in the podcast version of this show, there was some chat going on about you ship overseas as well. There's a shipping option. So our buddies down in Australia, Matt Boshin, was asking. So for anybody else that's overseas, check them out. Go to their website.
Nope.
Yeah, we actually have some flat trackers in New Zealand. I think we have 2 Australian riders. We're in Europe. Pippa and her family's in Europe. Netherlands, I would say, if I was to put a number, probably sub 100 outside of North America. But we have already started discussions as far as the distribution in Europe, distribution in South America, and distribution in Australia. So it's on the roadmap. It's one of those things that, you know, building trust and getting the right people in the right spots and not rushing it and then, screwing up something. That's been one of my biggest flaws, is seeing, I guess what's it called? Like not seeing the forest through the trees or whatever, saying like just wanting to go so fast, so quick and get to that point that I don't take the necessary steps to do it correctly. And I've gotten better at that. And luckily I have people behind me, both internally with family and then, people like Braden and our team managers that have just been instrumental in the growth. I had one of our riders who won the California Expert. I might be screwing this up. 17 to 21, I think was the age group. 2 years ago was a rider, ended up going to another team, which is understandable. That's kind of when I was telling you that we were having issues within the national team, and just came back. And he's on the California team, and one of the California state managers was like, that's a testament of AOT. And I go, no, that's a testament of y'all. Like, that's a testament of what y'all are doing. It's easy for me to design stuff. Y'all are the one putting, the grunt work in and, going to practices and setting up all that. So without them, obviously we don't grow. We don't get to the point where, we grew 12 state teams in a matter of 3 months, all with 10, I won't say they're all with 10 plus people, but, well over 100 state members now and growing. So it's our goal to be, 25, 30 by mid-time next year in state.
So
wow.
Kind of hop off of that with the state teams, because you've taken a grassroots approach kind of with the state teams, and it sounds like even with outside of BMX with your other riders, like you're really close with them. Have you felt the grassroots approach? How beneficial has that been for AOT?
Huge. Because like I said, it's allowed that foundation of, here's the deal. Every rider, no matter what your sport is, was a beginner at one point. I don't care if you started off amazing, you were a beginner. Now the percentage of people who are pro, 1-2%, I don't know, I'm just guessing. Sure. So why would I go after that 1 to 2% versus that 100%? So that's been my philosophy from day one, is let me get the riders that are going to build this foundation so that 10 years from now, those riders are talking about AOT in the same breath that I talk about Fox. And then you have all these new beginner riders who are seeing these pros, who are seeing these experts winning national titles, doing amazing in AOT gear, and they have no concept that AOT's only 15 years old, 10 years old, 5 years old. All they see is, man, these guys are amazing and they're in AOT gear. So, with our marketing budget early on, I was like, I want Supercross pros. I want, what's it going to cost me to get some Supercross pros? The ROI on that is silly most times. From what I can tell and the research I've done and in talking at my level, at our current, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to pay these guys 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever it is, a year, when I could put that money into making new products, doing giveaways, supporting those foundation riders that are going to, help build the brand. So.
Okay.
And before I knew you, before I knew Braden or anything, that was how I found out about you guys. Here in Michigan, you had a couple of riders over on the west side of the state in BMX, and I'm like, who is that? Because they, I'm forgetting the name. Sorry. Braden might remember. But her and her husband raced with your guys' stuff, and they always have like these crazy outfits. And I'm like, who are they? And then I saw a banner when Melissa and I were out in Vegas at the National, and it was those outfits that always caught my eye, like the crazy cool combinations,
bright colors and all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that approach with the state team was another thing that too was I'd see them popping up. Haley, thank you, Braden, appreciate it. Haley Labrie out there, and like I've always thought that's a cool approach. Again, I'm with you. Like it's sort of like the funnel. Why am I going to start at the bottom of the funnel? With X guy gal when I can get out here with that same amount and touch more people. Big fan of that.
Makes sense. It really does. Like you said, your return on investment from getting an AMA Supercross rider versus getting I don't know motocross that well. The Loretta Lynn's riders, that type of thing.
And it's a tough spot to be in, because the pride side of me is, even on the motocross side, is I want every Loretta rider in my gear. And it's a lot of work to woo, riders of that caliber. And you're not wooing the rider, you're wooing the parent. And so, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of energy. So the pride side of me is like, man, I want that. But then the business side of me is saying, well, hey, man, the business grows the more money I make, as long as I'm smart about it and I invest back in the business and new products and so forth. So I can put all this energy and get 5 Loretta champs, or I can put all that energy and get 500 beginner riders that have potential. If 10% of those end up becoming national riders, now that 5 that I could have had, now I have 50. And then I still have 450 local guys who are, loving us and spreading the word. And so my allegiance is to all of our riders. But I always say, all of us were a beginner at one time, but none of us had to look this good. And that's how I feel. If you're a beginner, I want you to look like you're the damn fastest beginner out there. And I feel like gear does that. So
yeah. Oh, that's my saying. At least I look like I know what I'm doing.
Chris, you are the most pro-looking person.
Hey, I try.
Bro, you got your snaps down now? Before you know it, you're going to be snapping Joris all day, son.
Well,
and he doesn't have custom ATV vans like you do.
Well, no, that's true.
So there you go. Gotta look the part.
Well, my coach has been helping me lately. Thank you.
When that guy shows up. Hey, this is a good point, man. We're gonna
you're gonna put me on.
Yeah, it's just a perfect spot right here to jump over into the our first check-in.
Is it though?
Dude, it's hopping over there, Melissa.
BMX Rocks Photography check-in with Melissa.
That's right. There's a lot. I'm gonna just forewarn y'all too. There's a lot of names in here I don't recognize, so I probably will screw up.
Are we gonna have birthday list flashbacks?
Yeah, pretty much. Let me put my screen up. Let me get my old lady glasses. All right.
Oh, she's getting serious.
All right. Let's see. Okay, now. All right. We want to say hi. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for being here. So much appreciate it. Especially all the new listeners. Make sure you go like and subscribe to our Facebook page, YouTube, whatever it is. We appreciate it. We wanna see you coming back. Hi to Rick Carter. We're glad you're here. Anthony Maggio, maybe. California AOT BMX team. He also is part of the national team. Braden Lewis, as we've mentioned, he says, "Good morning, fam. Let's go." Mr. Badger over on YouTube says he's been waiting for this episode for a while. Hi to Nick Ward, part of the national team and the Kansas team. Let's go, he says. Jamie Carmen Leathers, also Kansas. Thanks for tuning in. Matt Delaire, also Kansas. My goodness, happening over there in the, I don't know what state is Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah, I meant like, isn't thanks guys. Whew. Sober over here too.
Long day.
Yeah, very long day. Aren't they like the corn state or the wheat
Cornhuskers
state or okay?
No, that's Nebraska.
Anyways. Yeah, exactly. I'm screwing this up. All right. Hi to Cheryl Smith. She is from the Florida State team and the national team. Welcome. Jason Warriors is tuning in. One of our locals up here watching from work. We appreciate that. Dilly Ward, also Kansas team. You guys all hanging out together or what?
Watch parties.
Beer Budget BMX Live is also tuning in.
The boys.
Yo.
Son?
Billy Brodius. He says, "What's up?" Alanis White from Montana AOT is here with us. Kim Jocelyn McKee says, "Hey." Damon Tucson, he's tuning in. We miss you, D.
Amen.
Oh boy, is it Valicia? Grub maybe or Gruby? Oklahoma in the house. Low and Slow, that's Chase. He's tuning in over on YouTube. He says, "What's up, y'all?" And he was commenting that I threw Paul under the bus, which Paul did clarify that it was a memory foam pillow. So he was admitting it was at least in existence. Our pals with Race Inc. Florida tuning in. They check out Justin's new hat on the top of his head there. We got some new gear from them, so we got some stuff coming up in future prize packs we're excited about. I forgot to put my new shirt on, so I apologize.
We have next week.
Yeah. And the week after that, and the week after that. Matthew.
We'll work that in. Eh?
Matthew LaRue, the Pennsylvania State team is in the house. Kyla Odell says the Missouri AOT team is also in the house. There's Paul's comment. Linda Allarid says hello. I said, Mr. Scott Sloan, also known as Old School. He says, for those people who are wondering, the track build for Grands 2023 is going awesome. We appreciate that update, Old School. Thank you.
Got any pictures you can share?
Yeah. Let's see. I've said hi to
Hope they got
those
room for the
people.
hobbyists out there.
Yeah, right. Hi to Sean Gifford with Dijob Apparel, one of our show sponsors. We appreciate you. He says, "What's up, fam?" Brian Fell with Mega Design Group. He is also tuning in. Says, "Have a fun show."
Mr. Fell.
Hi to Noah Robinson, Joe Rincon, tuning in over on YouTube. Drake Robinson's with us. Dustin Gillum is checking in. Trevor Thompson says, "AOT, Kip is a good dude, good company." It sounds like everybody's commenting, looking forward to these new frames. Tanya Fulton says, "Love AOT, Kip and Mean Rina." Best Nats team I've been a part of. Kip knocks it out of the park on all fronts. Couldn't ask for more. That's a nice compliment. Alex Paz, Stefan. Oh, he's commenting, asking somebody else come in. Tyler Nail is tuning in. Holly Grote says, "Oh my God, that's me, the weakest link."
I think Holly ordered like 5 or 7 frames.
Really?
Like, I'm not even kidding. She messaged me after you post up the pre-orders. I think she ordered. Yeah, she like sent me a screenshot. She ordered a whole bunch of them.
I think Melissa and I were talking to her at Richfield. And
Yeah.
She goes, "I don't know why I got so many of them, but I got a bunch of them."
Yeah,
did
I
too.
do remember something like that.
She goes, "I just felt in the moment. I just got, pulled into it and got a bunch of them."
I need them all.
Yeah.
Hi to Tyler Nail tuning in. Peter Appleman. Shauna Riviera says, "Braden Lewis, I know Vinny is going to be stoked. I told him, baby, next year, but I'm ordering before the end of the year." Let's see. Who else am I missing? I think I said her. I said them. Donnie Alexander says, "Have cool jerseys." David Dortona is in there. What's up, boys and girls? Yeah. I'm slowly getting down there. Oh, Holly said, "I joined late. Happy belated Veterans Day, Kip, if it hasn't already been mentioned."
Thank you.
Shane Eldenloff giving the devil fingers here.
Chat is busy tonight.
I know.
Holy cow.
I know it. Well, we still have, it's.
We're good. Yeah.
I'm 2/3 of the way there.
Wow.
Jeff Kuntz, Elevate is going to turn heads for sure. Was in for 2 immediately. Duncan 2Nut68. But you guys are doing this on purpose. I know this is like setting Chris up for the birthdays here. They said they ordered 2 frames today. That's cool. Beer Budget commented that 3 more companies have now announced to be your competition, Kip, including Elf, Cult, and Crit Plate are now all framing out.
Well, Colt already had been making them. Elf bringing them back, and then Crit coming into the game now. Yeah.
I like the elf one. That color that they did, that gray was actually really cool.
That one's solid. Yeah.
That's a different show.
Yep.
Hey, bring it on.
Let's see. Dylan McKay. I don't think I said that one. Kim Hartgraves, gear is super durable. The brand stands out and love seeing fellow AOT riders on the track. And boy, as a spectator, I can pick them out every time, no matter where I go. I'm like, oh, I bet that's an AOT jersey. The colors and the designs and super cool. Dylan was commenting the pants last longer than others. Braden says, Kip, you need to do us a suit with the ATB logo on it.
Oh, we can do it. Like a handkerchief on the pocket.
Oh, that would be sick. Let's see. Who else do I got? Jessica Garcia. I think I might have said her. Austin's tuning in. Austin, don't give away your own surprises. Rob Cole, new website looks sick. I mentioned Matthew Boshen earlier, wondering about the overseas thing. Did I say Anthony Maggio? I think so. California has 30 plus now. That would be, I think you were talking about riders, number of riders in California. Nick Ward. Gosh, okay. Mick Messaline. I know I haven't said that name yet.
We can have another check-in if we need, Melissa.
Well, now everybody's kind of talking to each other.
Oh, perfect. Keep talking.
Billy Trucking Kid says, love my AOT gear.
If you're going to be talking in there, you got to like and subscribe.
That's right. Jeff had also said the confidence boost these kids get from being a part of something, even if it's just for their perception, is amazing. You get them onto a team and they feel the love from someone outside of their family, which I think ties into that grassroots you were talking about.
That's my favorite response, and that's one reason that we continue to do it and we'll always continue to do it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Adam Groob says AOT for life. I like that. Scott Foster tuning in. Hey, Scott, we haven't seen or talked to you in a while. What's up? Raymond Flagg, what's up, y'all? And then the last one I'm going to shout out is our guest from last week. Mr. Ronnie Anderson is checking in on YouTube, and he says, just say you know.
You know.
You know. Thank you, Melissa. We appreciate it. And thank you to our good friends
I'm
over.
I'm a little parched now. Don't mind my drinking.
BMX Rocks Photography. And hey, if you guys got questions, shout outs, anything, throw them in there. We'll get back to them here shortly.
Or will we?
We'll try. We'll do our best.
We'll circle back as best we can. Yep. Where did we leave off at?
Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about you're a vet yourself. What branch did you serve in?
So I was in the Army, 02 to 05. I was part of OIF 1. So we were, if y'all remember way back then, I was talking to actually a Marine today who bought one of my pit bikes, and I was like, dude, it's been 20 years, 20 years since I was over there. But if you remember 20 years ago, I was part of 4th ID. We were supposed to come through Turkey, and then Turkey's like, nah, you're not coming this way. So it pushed us down through Kuwait, and then we had to come up through Kuwait. So I was OIF 1. I was actually landing in Kuwait on my birthday. And I was there for, I think it was like 11 months to the day, came out, and then I was medically discharged. I hurt my back and both my legs. Not because of Iraq, but just because of the Army in general. And then I went through all that. And then now the good old Army ended up giving me the stomach cancer and esophageal cancer from the burn pits in Iraq. So now I'm a 100% disabled veteran from the Army. That's my title. I'm sticking to it.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank y'all.
We have
always call it, it's the smartest dumb thing I ever did in my life. If anyone's out there and as long as you utilize, and just in life in general, if you utilize what's presented to you, you can be successful at anything. And so I always, in the Army, I always told myself, all I got to do is be smarter than the guy ahead of me. If I'm smarter than that guy, life was pretty good. And it did, it paid my undergraduate degree. And then my graduate degree is actually in special education. So I was going to be a special education teacher, and then kind of backtracking to the Harleys, that took off. So I've taught actually 0 days in my life, but I was a Texas special education teacher for all of a month, I guess. I think it was about how long it took from passing the test to starting building Harleys, which was one spectrum to the other. But yeah, the Army was great.
Most people don't end up doing what they went to school for. So
no,
I did.
That was actually us the other day. We were going to I'm a huge, outside of being a big foodie. Well, I used to be a foodie. not really in the cards anymore, but I love music. I love live music. So that picture was me and my daughter who beat cancer. We were going to down here in Texas, and I guess actually in the nation, there's a big festival, and it's called ACL, Austin City Limits. And we went to Austin City Limits, and it was a good time. Got to see the Revivalist and The Sacred Souls, which are two big bands that I'm absolutely in love with. So it was a good time.
Cool. So that's something you enjoy outside of the normal, like that would be your hobby, let's say. Yeah,
I'm a music hobbyist, not a frame hobbyist. I'm a music hobbyist.
There you go.
Not an enthusiast, just a hobbyist. Is that a step up?
What's your favorite band?
Blink-182.
Oh, man. So we saw there's this guy, and he calls himself Banjo Pop, and his name's Yokelore, Yokelore. Kind of chill, folky music, but we saw him in Houston probably a month or two ago, and absolutely blew us away. So in love with that guy. He's really, really good. Me and my daughter are actually flying out in February to Switzerland to go see his last show of this year. So a huge Yokelore fan. Him and then Camp, CAAMP, are probably my two favorite bands that I can listen to nonstop. And then the last one I'm going to tell y'all, you're going to hear the name and you're going to think I'm joking, just like I did when I first heard it, but Rainbow Kitten Surprise. They're going through some things right now on their end, some personal things, but their music is awesome. In concert, the guy, the lead singer, and his pronouns have changed at this point in his life, so I don't understand or what to call him. But he is a trained ballerina, I believe what it is, and he's like 5'2", and he gets on stage and just fucking blows it up. But Rainbow Kitten, yeah, there they are right there. And they, like I said, we were gonna go see them last month, and they, like I said, have some personal things, ended up canceling the whole tour this year, but they're phenomenal. But if you want just some good listening, especially if you're a whiskey drinker, a bourbon drinker, Camp, CAAMP, is amazing music. We went and saw them at Red Rocks in Colorado. That was kind of my wife's treat to me for beating cancer. And needless to say, I didn't see any of them because it was raining, and long story short, it was oversold. But we went to the venue and got to hear part of it. Yeah, there they are there. Dude, his voice is, it's butter. Better than butter, man. It's like that good Kerrygold butter, not just your margarine. It's Kerrygold.
God damn, that's some good butter.
Yeah, that's some good butter.
I didn't, I was shocked when I just pulled them up. They're out of Ohio. That's literally like that's the second good thing out of Ohio besides Gate 9 number plates.
Gate 9 number plates.
But they're good. I like if you listen to that type of music, you'll absolutely fall in love with Camp.
Are you said they're kind of the folksy, bluesy kind?
Yeah, kind of folky indie.
Okay.
He's got kind of like a rasp in his voice, but easy to listen to, and just like I said, it's. And what's funny is, like I said, I talked about Blink-182 back in my college and high school days. I was bigger into Rancid, No Effects.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Like
yes.
Even when I raced motocross back then, Slipknot, like the Iowa CD was great, and Korn, and so now people, I even the way I look, just fully tattooed and all this, and I have a tattoo on my face, and they're like, what do you listen to? And I'm like, oh, I really enjoy some of that Camp, that easy listening. And my wife and kids always make fun of me. Just I don't know. I can't say it's getting old, because I know there's a lot of old dudes who still listen to some hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it's what I go through.
Actually,
is that
Justin and I have kind of morphed a little bit. Into
I was curious.
More.
Any sort of like tie with, is it Uncle?
Uncle Lucius. Yeah.
Uncle Lucius. Have you heard him?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
kind of
you'll like it.
Yeah, you will.
Uncle Lucius.
I'll send it over to you.
LUIC something.
Really?
Or LUC.
LUCIUS.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's what I had it on before you came over, Chris.
Oh, is that what was playing?
That was what was playing when you came.
Right. Well, it sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
I know I hadn't heard it before. Let's just say it was no Chris Stapleton or Lainey Wilson, so I don't know what that was.
I like both of them. Like it's my taste in music. It's not like your daughter or myself, how we eat something and go hardcore and then kind of wean off for a little bit. But in a sense, it is like there was a time like I went through like a month of just gangster rap. Like I had to have NWA and Tupac and and Biggie, and that's all I would play. And then all of a sudden it was Chris Stapleton or what's the guy, Brian, not Luke Bryan, but Brian something else. Orange, I think is the
Oh yeah, Brian Adams.
No, it
Isn't
might
that the
even be
one
Brian's. In the Orange, I think is the name of his big song.
It is.
But anyways, and I went through that, and I always kind of just full circle come back to my
Zach Bryan.
Listening.
Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan.
That's it.
There you go. Yes.
That
Bryan,
and you need to check out Ghost Towns. If you like Zach Bryan or even like the Uncle Lucius, they're little to the countryer side, but still same that bluesy, rocky stuff. Ghost Towns.
And live, like that music live is all day long. And here in the Texas Hill Country, we right down the road we have what's it called? Hello to Something, but the guy from Stained, Aaron Lewis, plays there a lot.
Yep.
Not Joan Jett, but one of the country singer lady who had her hair pink, and she just came back after like 40 years and won like some kind of Grammy. Tanya Tucker. Yeah, she was just here. So like we have some amazing venues that are really a stone throw away that I've just been too lazy to get out and see.
Yeah, we same thing here. We have a place called the Machine Shop. It's only like 25 minutes away, and small place, like real intimate venue, and they bring in some really good groups, and we don't go.
You sounded really defeated on that one.
Yeah, they're a lot harder than I am now.
Go to Pine Knob too. That's fairly close.
Yeah, outdoor.
Yeah.
Well,
we gotta pay more.
Yo, we saw Wu-Tang Clan there, Chris.
Yes, we.
Yeah. Okay.
Chris lives.
So I got to tell you a cool story though, and it's so back in high school I used to go to all the Warped Tours, and they stopped doing Warped Tour, but that's where you'd see kind of all these punk bands and whatnot. And so this is Warped Tour '99, I believe, because it was right before college, and we're sitting there, and it was supposed to be Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre didn't show up, and so there's this little stage, and there might be 30 of us out there like, hey, what's coming on the stage next? And this white dude walks out, and they're all over the stage are mushrooms and like just weird shit. And he looks at us, and he's kind of like, and he goes, I guarantee I'm more fucked up than all of y'all. And so, the 25 of us are like, okay,
25.
Good point. And then all of a sudden, my name is, and it was Slim Shady. And so it was Slim Shady before he was like big Slim Shady. So that's kind of my cool, like, hey, I saw him before he was big,
Yeah.
That was one of the last Warped Tours that was down in Pontiac before they moved it. And then that's also where I saw Ice-T.
Now he's crashing Ed Sheeran content.
And then right after Ice-T was Say Ferris. So it was like Ice-T and Say Ferris, and you know the punk, so like Say Ferris. Yeah. And it was funny because
maybe it was Ice-T that I was supposed to see, not Dr. Dre. I might be telling that story wrong for the last 20 years.
That's and then
both badass.
It was funny because the crowd, two bands, because you know how they switch stage. Yep. Two bands before Say Ferris was like overflowing into the Ice-T crowd. I'm like, you don't need to step the hell off right now. I'm here. I'm like, here to see Ice-T. And God, I'm trying to think the other big punk band that was there besides Say Ferris. But then like more people, they didn't even realize who Ice-T was. And then he started playing some songs, and you kind of saw people like, wait, I've heard this, I've heard it. It was, but like we were like 10 feet from the stage because no one was there to see Ice-T. So cool. But Say Ferris filled up, packed out. That was a good. And Eminem, he showed up there, and again that was his song, but it hadn't quite hit yet. I mean, there was a lot of people there because this was Michigan, but
right. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's his home state.
Yeah, with the Eminem stuff. Yeah.
We didn't even stay. I was like, I saw Ice-T. We can go.
Time to go.
My friends are like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, we're out. Not gonna pay $9 for water anymore. Right. Watched the vert ramp and took off.
That's ridiculous. That's we went and saw the Astros down here in Houston, me and my buddy, and I haven't been to a baseball game in forever, and it's when they're in the playoffs against the Rangers. So we go in there, and it was like $27 for a beer. He spent $34 for a beer and a pretzel, and I'm like, that's absolutely insane, man. Just talking about $9 waters, but I went thirsty. I wasn't paying $27 for a beer. I'm like, no, I'm good.
See, we have this team called the Tigers. They don't win, and they give away tickets. Like, they give away tickets to go.
They do.
I don't know how much. We didn't have any beer the last time this year we went, did we? Pistons, you only got to pay $8 to go see them. That's all you got to pay to see a professional basketball team in Michigan.
Well,
That's not what we paid for the game we're going to Monday.
That was because we bought our tickets before they tanked.
Oh. Okay.
you guys
How
got
did I
in
think we
before
paid?
they went
You
down.
said $24 for a beer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was $35, and then they had they called it like the Supreme Enchilada. And I wish I had the picture on my phone. I want to say it was $40 for this Supreme Enchilada, and I'm guessing it had a piece of bacon or something, to make it amazing. But I sent it to my wife, and she was just like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And I was like, "It's kidding. That's to have fun nowadays without going on down that rabbit hole is just getting insane, man."
That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
I don't.
Apply for sponsorship, and we'll save you some money.
Yeah. See.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, where do I go for that? Wait a minute.
You can go to AOTMX.com to apply for sponsorship.
Okay, I'll do that when we're finished.
Okay.
Okay.
Go fill that.
Yeah,
out.
racing.com.
Racing.
The other site's not available yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. That's the
AOTRacing.com.
wrong one. God damn it. There it is. AOT Racing. All right.
Yeah, correction. AOTRacing.com.
I still had the other one up.
Or AOT.
That'll end up being, once we bring over the new website, that's going to continue to be the domain. We're just right now, I wanted to kind of have both of them up while we play around with it, because we've changed everything. Payment processing. We're about to release Klarna, so now you can buy, whether it's a frame, gear, or whatever, and you can make 4 equal payments with 0% interest. So we're just trying to do what we can to kind of offer the best. And I'm a Klarna freak. My wife gets mad at me because I believe it's Vans except Klarna, and so I'll get on there and I'll be like, okay, I can buy 1 pair of Vans, or I can buy 4, and then make 4 separate payments. So I'm a shoe nerd, so I have. Well, at one point I probably had 200 or 300 pair of shoes, and now it's gone a lot less. But so that's kind of my I'm like a woman. I would say when it comes to being depressed and shopping. So I had a whole year of cancer, and I have so much just random shit. Like I look around here, I'm like I got a Mr. Hanky because I was sitting on the couch one day and I was watching South Park, and I was like, oh, that'd be a cool thing. Let me buy me a Mr. Hanky.
Hey,
is that the
guy? Can
behind
I see
you?
that stuff? The doll behind you there?
You talking about him?
Hold it up a little higher. Yeah.
Oh, little lower. Little lower. Oh, higher. Okay.
I'm gonna go through like.
Oh, bro.
You just got that, Chris?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah, I got it.
Oh, that's great.
Sorry.
So, kind of being new still to the sport of BMX racing, and you got a very extensive background in motocross. There's between the two, what do you see the biggest gap that BMX has that they could steal from motocross to help the sport?
Help the sport.
Make it better.
So one thing that I felt has been good and bad from the BMX side. So motocross side is very non-team. It's me versus the world, where the good side of the BMX side is the team, but it's also kind of that double-edged sword, at least from my perspective and what I've seen, because there's so much, and again, this might be because of me, but I feel there's so much team hopping, and I see it through other people. Like they're on this team, and then they're on this team, and then they're on this team. So while the team thing is really cool, I feel that the loyalty is a little bit less on the BMX side than what's on the motocross side. So what could be brought over that's doing well on the motocross? Obviously the sponsorship opportunities, and I don't mean sponsorship from people like me. I mean from like the big companies that are, paying. Motocross finally this year did, the Super Motocross Championship. So it brought in millions of dollars for a lot of those athletes that are making, again, peanuts versus what the big companies are making. And, when I came to the BMX side and I'm talking to pros, and we're in talks with a couple pros right now to get them on AOT frames and on AOT gear. And again, they tell me, and I'm like, no way. Like you're doing all of this for this company, and that's all they're giving you in return. And I don't know what that company's making, so they might be giving 50% of their profits to this guy. Right. I just don't know. But I know what I'm making, and I know that in most cases, when I sell a set of gear, I make a lot less per set of gear than these other companies. And then I see that they're giving, like again, peanuts on to these riders that are out there risking life and limb, like, one of the riders that we follow and we like, Skittles, she was in Argentina and shattered her collarbone. So you had the Olympic guy, and again, this is where my ignorance is coming in, but the Olympic guy who had the really bad wreck, and I don't know what he makes, I don't know what she makes, but it's just, it's sad to see that these people's careers could be over like that, and they've been doing it for a couple of jerseys in a frame throughout the year. So I would say, more sponsorship opportunities outside of the realm of BMX, and maybe there are, but like the Cokes, the Doritos, like where are those guys at stepping up, and putting in these big paychecks for some of these riders.
Okay. Right. Yeah. We don't have that in BMX. You don't have anybody really outside of the sport. It's all BMX related. It's parts companies, it's the grip company, it's the, it's all BMX related. You don't see a Coca-Cola on a jersey.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
What do you think BMX could do? Like, since we're on that topic of like the big sponsors, what's something they could, you in your eyes, your perspective, you're still kind of new and you've been in a little bit, but you're on the industry side. So what do you think? And you've seen it from various angles that could be done, and not necessarily like from the sanctioned sport, but like how could somebody, maybe like their own team or an individual sponsor, what's some of the things they could do to maybe grab a hold of some of those bigger sponsors, right? Like the outside sponsors.
So we've had a lot of our state teams that are doing some really remarkable things. I believe our Pennsylvania team has gone out and they've actually, hit up locals, which a lot of people do, but local restaurants, and they've offered, hey, we have a state team sponsor, we're an AOT sponsor team. If you pay X amount, we're going to put your logo on the jerseys, and they've actually raised enough money to where none of their riders have to pay for gear. All of the sponsors have done that. And then our Kansas team has gone out and they have, I don't know if it's a local chain or if it's a franchise, but like every Thursday, I think it's called Carver's actually, if I can remember correctly. They're going out and they're doing fundraising, and it's just and again, I'm not trying to step on any toes, and I don't know what happens at that high echelon of USA BMX, but I will say if I'm able to get sponsors on board, E6, Bell, 6D, CD, Legacy Graphics, I'm thinking, racking my brain here that I don't forget someone that's helped us out. If I'm able to do that, little old me, on what I feel is they're really helping us out. HT Pedals actually is one that we're in talks with right now. Those guys up there, those marketing guys, are dropping the ball. And again, I hope I'm not ruffling feathers. If anything, I hope I light a fire under your ass. Get out there, put in the legwork, put in the work. Don't be, I feel there's a lot of complacency in life in general, and I don't know if that's what's happening. Again, I'm assuming, I know what they say about assumptions, but put in the legwork, reach out. It's as simple as, hey, here's what we are, USA BMX. We've grown X amount over the last couple years. We would love to get you on. Give me that damn job. If you're watching this right now and you want someone that'll go out there and put in the legwork, I'll do it. It's a lot. It's not easier said than done. It's really not. To me, it's harder to say what I'm saying now than for me to go out and contact. I can get Coca-Cola CEO's email within 3 minutes. Like, there's programs out there. It's probably readily available on the damn website. Like, email him and he's going to tell you, hey, get the fuck out, or hey, I'm not in charge of that, but here's my VP of marketing. Go ahead and email him. I did it with a big factory, and I'm trying to not name drop, a big factory on the motocross side, and now we're in talks with this factory about being their officially licensed gear. And this is a factory that produces one of the top selling motocross bikes for kids. So again, if little old me is able to do that with a couple emails, a couple messages on Facebook, these big people of USA BMX. And I saw a guy. It was in the Arizona thing, and they were blowing me up, and they were mad. Oh, that's what it was. Don't get me started on this one. So, and I'm gonna tell the whole story. And like I said, one thing you will learn about me is A, I'm transparent. B, once you meet me, you're either gonna hate me or like me. There's not a whole lot of middle ground. And that being said, I want 100% of people to like me. Like no one wants someone to hate them or not like them or, dislike. No one likes that. So I want everyone to like me. It's just not going to happen. Just like I want everyone to like my gear. It's not going to happen. That being said, our old team manager, the guy I said was a douchebag, decides to produce a kit that looked like our business suit kit. And it was poorly produced. It was missing stuff. So I cropped the kid's head out and I showed just the jersey. And I showed the jersey and I said, this is bullshit. This guy copied my design, blah, blah, blah. Didn't say the kid's name. And obviously I wouldn't blow up a kid regardless, but I was blowing up my ex-team manager copying one of my designs and doing it poorly. Well, then the kid's parent, used to be one of our riders, gets on. He's like, how dare you talk about my son? And I'm like, this isn't about your son. Like, nowhere did I mention your son. Nowhere was there. No one knows who this kid is. It's a jersey, And so I went back and forth. So now fast forward to this Arizona page. I'm like, hey, we're building an Arizona team. We're looking. It's a USA. I think it's called USA BMX Arizona. We're looking for riders. And I had like 3 moms on there that like, oh, don't deal with this guy. He bashes kids, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm the fuck out. Like, I have all of the information. Like, I have the screenshots. Like, this, no way was I bashing the kid. And even to the dad, I go, dude, this isn't about your son. He says, well, my son helped design it. I go, I'm going to tell you what, if someone's son comes to me and says, hey, I love this Fox design. I want you to replicate it. As a business owner, as a gear company, I'm going to tell them, no. That's not my design. I didn't design that. I'm not going to copy someone else's design and put my name on it. No. I said, so this isn't about your son. It's about this 60-year-old man copying my designs. Needless to say, all of a sudden, a USA BMX guy gets on there and he's like, I want to find out more about this. And I'm like, if you want the truth, you can. I even emailed him. I messaged on there, hey, if you want the truth, let's go. I have the screenshots. I'll show you what's going on. Haters are out there. Just don't spread lies. He never got back to me. Again, if you have the time to lurk around, make the time to reach out to Coca-Cola. Don't reach out about little old guy who's mad because someone copied his jersey. Reach out and make a difference on what can build your, the sport of BMX. And I am far from high or mighty. I'm far from, I'm petty. I'm human. I reflect energy. And I tell people that all the time, like I will show the utmost respect, and I always do. As soon as you act like a clown, and not even as soon as you act like a clown, but once you start acting like a clown, then I'm going to treat you like a clown. And then all of a sudden, now they're the victim, and now they're, oh my, you're a business owner, you shouldn't act that way. Dude, I'm a human. I'm a red-blooded American man, and so I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to defend my company, and I'm going to treat you how you've been treating me. So, that's kind of why, there's a lot. The people that love me, like really love me, and they really get behind kind of like that type of thinking that I try to project. But the people that hate me, there's no coming back. Like they're that bridge is burned, and it's miles and miles. So it is what it is. Again, I don't ever want anyone to hate me, to hate the brand, to hate, but it's inevitable. And to that, I show not just one, but 2 middle fingers.
Yep.
So
I got this. Hey, we got same situation here. And people that just don't like what we do. It's all right. It ain't for you. Okay. Move along.
That's what I was just going to say. If you don't like what we do,
just keep scrolling.
Why are you here?
Just keep scrolling.
Go on down the way.
Why can't people keep scrolling? I don't understand
question.
That.
Yeah. God, actually, it's funny.
It's kind of what we were talking about earlier, right? Before, when we were pre-showing, we were like, why do people feel like they have social media so now they can talk bad about people? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
do unto others as you would have done unto you. It's so simple.
And I told you what I
know.
There should have just been some people that weren't procreated. It shouldn't have been procreated. I'll make it PC.
There you go.
For once in your life.
Well,
yeah,
I could dance around it. I mean, they should have been swallowed like a big gulp.
All right, let's move on.
We ready for trivia, Melissa?
I'm not sure.
We're not sure about
how to do that.
Oh,
yeah.
So here's what happened. The restream, it dropped our Facebook. So See, I'm only getting this. I'm getting that. So actually, what we can do, Melissa,
Can we
it's
refresh it?
projecting out.
yeah, we're still broadcasting. It's the chat isn't pulling in, so we can't see the Facebook chats. But
So
what I
how are
can
we gonna
do,
find
I
them?
can see it on my phone.
I can pull them up right here.
Well, if you pull up one and I pull up the other, then I can see who gets in there first. That's the problem, is I just don't know who gets in there first.
Okay, I'll pull up the ATB feed, and then you can pull up. Is that going to work?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so that's up here, and let me
Do
go.
you need
for-
me to watch something? Or are we good?
No, I think we're good. See, we're working around this.
Get her
Okay,
done.
then yes.
so-
Kip, do you want to take a second to let everyone know what is happening with the trivia prize pack?
Yeah, and I'm feeling really giving. So, first off, I'm going to say everyone obviously like and follow, ATB, but like
Kip,
and follow
do you want to take a
AOT.
second to? Oh,
Sorry, go right ahead.
I was going to say make sure you follow AOT because we'll give them like 10 minutes and we'll do another one because in 10 minutes I'm going to give away a frame. But the only stipulation is you're going to have to get the answer first that Melissa asks, and you have to be a follower. And I'll verify the follower of our Facebook or Instagram page.
Mhm.
But first we'll do, let's go ahead and right out the chute. Let's do a set of gear. Let's go
okay.
ahead and ask your question. Let's give away some gear.
All right. So earlier in the show, Kip mentioned how many state teams AOT currently has. I would like to know, first person in the chats, how many state teams does AOT currently have?
God, this is tense. Like, we aren't talking. We're all just watching the monitors.
Well, we kind of have to because of the.
I got.
I guess I can.
I
Well,
got-
you guys
You
do
got the
that.
first one there.
Did I?
Yep.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh my God, it's going so fast already. Dustin.
Yep.
Okay. Dustin Gillum. Is that right?
I can't read it from here. Sure.
Let me move it.
I need the little old lady glasses to try to read back here. You want me to read out there?
Right there we go. I got it pinned here. All right. No, and it wasn't on the other one, right?
No.
Okay. Nothing came through, or it did come through, but nobody had it over on the YouTube page. So
They did. It just wasn't first.
right. So Dustin Gillum, he came through with 12. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I even was Facebook messaging Braden in the background, like, can you just confirm this really quick? Because I don't want to ask Kip again on the.
No, because that'd be obvious.
How are you spell that last name?
It's Gillum.
And what we'll do is I'll remember, obviously, if someone's trying to lie, but Dustin, just email us support@aotracing.com. Let us know size, gear set you want, name and number. We'll get that rocking and rolling for you, man.
And mention that you won it on the ATB show, so they so they
Yeah.
know why you're just demanding all this gear stuff.
Because me and Rena typically, that's what's funny is that I'll do something like this and I won't tell her. So then she'll get an email where someone's like, "Hey, Kip said I get a free set of gear," and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm like, "My bad. Let me inform you."
Make sure you note all things BMX show on there when
Yes,
you send
please.
the email, Dustin, please.
Good. All right. Well, I tried. I've been been trying to like hey, on the
refire it.
bottom of you when you're looking at the chat on your end, Kip, does it just say 2 out of 4 or does it say 4 out of 4 still?
2 out of 4.
Restream must have dropped.
All right,
Something's
go.
not right.
Couldn't handle the numbers.
That's it.
What's that, Melissa?
There's a discrepancy.
I can screenshot it. So, because it was
Well,
saying
you're gonna have to screenshot it and put it in our syndicate,
okay. Somebody. Oh my God.
and then tap the wire because I can't hear out of my mono again.
Okay. 1 second. Let me do the one.
One thing at a time.
Right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
because his screenshot doesn't match our screenshot. Isn't that funny?
Who? In our chat?
Yeah. So Sean just sent me a photo that says he was first.
But here I can here we can do it right now.
All right, we're gonna figure this out.
Right there. So Sean, see this one comes through as Dustin right here, and then Sean's right there.
Yeah.
So
weird. Anyway.
Oh, you know why, don't you? You know why?
No.
No.
Why would I have any idea why that's happening?
Different time zones.
Different time zones.
Yeah. No. That's funny.
All right.
Could be. I have no idea.
I just made that up.
Oh, good.
Dude, I got to turn that off because now I've got like 3 screens that are identical right now. All right, so there it is.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's all we needed.
Okay. Even better than trying to take a picture of a picture and going on.
Yeah, picture of a picture of a picture.
All right.
We'll give Sean. Sean, email me the same thing, and we'll give you a set of gloves for being that close second.
Oh, thank you.
Nanoseconds apart.
Yeah,
There we go.
his daughter's a big racer in the Illinois area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get you some gloves.
Let's
dude.
do lightning round.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Kip,
Justin.
you ready for lightning round?
Yeah.
Justin, who is the sponsor of Lightning?
Lightning round is brought to you by 110 Nutrition. 110 Nutrition's mission is to deliver the highest quality products and service in the supplement industry. If you guys haven't done it, you're missing out. Make sure you get over to 110nutrition.com. Use the discount code AllThingsBMX. Get yourself 10% off.
Yep.
And get yourself some of the best supplements in the industry.
Dude, this stuff tastes so good.
So good.
Oh, gotta get it.
Melissa's a big fan of the Tino's and Aminos.
Tito's.
Tito's. I was combining the
I was like,
Aminos.
who's Tino, dude?
That's I was trying to figure that out.
I mean, maybe I am. I don't know.
That's what we're going to call the Tito's and Aminos. It's just Tino.
Tino. Just Tino's.
That's
I like
the drink
That's
name,
gonna
man.
be
I
my
thought you were
nickname.
saying Tostitos for a second.
Don't
I
know.
wasn't sure.
There is way too much happening
Yeah,
right now.
okay.
There's
All
a lot
right.
We're
going
gonna
Are we ready?
focus on lightning. First thing that
All right.
comes to your mind, Kip.
All right.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go first. Go ahead, Chris. Did you want to say something?
No.
Oh,
Just
okay,
first
okay.
thing pops.
All right. Last movie you liked so much you watched it twice.
Oh man, I'm terrible with movies. Inception.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Would you ever go skydiving?
I've been.
I was gonna say this. That's an easy question. The guy surfs. He like
Well,
races like everything.
Do you make New Year's resolutions?
No.
No. Okay.
Which
Kind of sucked throughout the whole year.
which celebrity annoys you the most?
Oh man. I like Kardashians.
Excellent answer.
Okay. All right. Is your bed made right now?
I can't see it, but I'm probably no.
Okay. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
If you could transform into an animal, which one would it be?
Bird or some sort of flying. I guess that is a bird. Yeah, bird.
Something that flies. All right. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Invest in Amazon.
Solid answer.
Amen. Or Apple.
What was your first job?
At a veterinarian.
Okay.
What's your favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Friday. All right. Who is your hero?
Man. Without being probably my daughter. She's a badass.
Hell yeah. Kudos to both of you.
Right on.
All right. Follow along. You pull into an empty parking lot. You turn down a row. There's parking spots available on both sides. It's all empty. Do you park to the left or do you park to the right?
Right.
Right.
Okay. Got
I
it.
think he's the first or second person that's ever said right. That's wild.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Correct. What's your favorite sport other than BMX?
Motocross. Definitely.
Kind of
but then
figured.
yeah, I have to say I'm still a football fan, but yeah, definitely motocross.
All right.
Okay. Who's your favorite football team?
Cowboys. I'm an American. It's America's team.
No, Detroit Lions, man.
Shut up. They're still going to shit the bed. Don't worry.
Bro.
SOL.
Oh, yeah.
SOL, dude.
No.
The effing Lions, bro. You know they're going to shit the bed. Just stop.
You know what
Stop.
jinxed them at the last game
Just-
was these guys are talking about going to the Super Bowl. I'm like, they're not going to Super Bowl, dude.
Just
Not yet.
make like Frozen. Let it go.
Let it go.
What's your favorite holiday?
It used to be Thanksgiving, being a foodie. Now, I probably still Thanksgiving, honestly. Even though I can't really eat, I would have to say Thanksgiving.
All right. What was the last thing you Googled?
I can't say it too loud, but a present for someone.
There you go. Good answer.
Okay, can I just say I think you're lucky because you get to have Thanksgiving like 12 times in the day.
Yeah,
That's the positive spin on that.
Last year Last year was right when it was real bad, and I wasn't able to swallow the food or anything like that.
Yeah.
So this year I'm able to, but I'm like I said, I love to eat so much that I'm dreading it. I honestly am dreading it because I know I'm gonna get sick, but it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be worth it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner is the best.
It sure is. If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
You know, even with my service in the military, I don't project that a whole lot outside of, I'm saying I'm a veteran, but it would probably be something military related, just because I love that camaraderie and that brotherhood of the service.
Nice.
Okay. All right. BMX racing frame. Which one do you prefer? Carbon, chromoly, or aluminum?
So being new, I've only rode aluminum, and I suck so bad, I don't know if I noticed a difference between the three. But to kind of long answer that, mountain biking, I do notice a difference in carbon, so I'd say carbon.
All right.
All right. Would you rather to travel back in time or go forward in the future?
Definitely back.
Okay.
If you had to change your first name, what would it be?
Damn. Rupert would be my first name.
Rupert.
Solid.
Hey. All right. We kind of already covered this, but what's your favorite genre of music?
Definitely indie folk.
Yeah. That's what
Okay.
I read that and I was trying to come up with a quick little alternative and I couldn't.
Oh, unlike Chris, he's a big fan of Ronnie's CD of the rap.
Rad Raps.
The Rad Raps. You have to watch last week's show. Ronnie Anderson. Actually, it's in front of Melissa. Your favorite type of cookie?
Peanut butter.
All right.
Would your 12-year-old self think you were cool?
Fuck yeah. Good job, man.
That dude is cool beyond belief. All right. Do you prefer to text someone or call them on the phone?
Text. And I'm going to that right now. I'm going to show you. I have 208. I don't know if y'all can see that, but 208 unanswered. There it goes.
Good
text.
Lord.
Oh my God! Do you know how much anxiety that causes me just looking at that? That's insane.
And that's me preferring to text. So
Wow. Quick question that came in via the chat-ish thing. Are you going to Grands in 2024?
2024, yes. I'm going to race Grand in 2024.
Nice. We look forward to that.
All right. Here's your final question for the lightning round. What's your favorite Wednesday Night Live BMX show?
Yeah. Oh, this is a tough one.
It's a
first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, first
there you go.
I think there's this one in Korea that I really enjoyed. I can't remember.
I haven't found them yet.
Definitely ATV. Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
We need that self-gratification at the end of that round.
Yeah.
We hear all about you, and then we're like, nope, let's make it about us again. bring it around.
We can guarantee that is always the last question on that.
100%.
All right. So we're going to talk about next week's show.
And coming up next week, who's going to be on? And it didn't load the picture.
Hey.
Again, Chris.
Kip, you're coming back.
Okay.
We had so much fun. Next week's guest is going to be Mr. Scott Town. He is part of the Gray Smoke BMX magazine, and an all-around BMX badass dude. He will be joining us next week on the All Things BMX show. So come back next week. We'll talk to Scott Town for Moto 2.
It's good. Yeah, and if you guys haven't done it right now, jump over to Greystoke BMX. Order the zine. Well, his is actually full-blown magazine. It's awesome. It's almost like a coffee table size. It's super cool. So check it out.
Yep.
Yeah. Go over, check it out. We're gonna have him on next week. We're gonna talk about the new magazine he put out and everything he's up to and doing within BMX. He's in the industry himself, working for Haro, and does a ton of writing and things like that. So for other magazines and has. So it'll be a fun time hanging out with Scott again.
Catch up with him.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kip, thank you for hanging out.
We still got more stuff to give away.
Oh, that's right.
And guess what?
Oh yeah.
Kip is going. Just put your hand up in front of your camera.
What did I do?
Yeah, that should help refocus it.
Maybe that's just how I really look.
He's entered the alternate universe.
He's a blurry.
What do they call it? Did you catch the new South Park? The one they're dogging on Disney yet?
No.
Oh my God! Because you just brought up
laughed.
The alternate universe because they dog
the
on
metaverse or something.
They dog on Disney for like weak writing because all the new like the Avenger stuff uses the alternate universe, and they're like, it's just an excuse for weak writing. And you being a South Park fan, it is well worth watching. Oh my God. I
was late to the Rick and Morty show. I finally watched that. I enjoyed that. It was crude, but it was God.
They go hard, and they go after I forget her name already. She's like the high exec up at Disney.
I can't remember her name either.
Yeah, whatever her name is, they go hard at her for
really?
it's good. Watch it, highly recommended, and I know everyone watching is going to really like it. All right,
Check it out.
We're gonna toss it over, man. This is free reign for Kip, man.
With a question. Let me try to think of a hard one. So this will be, I think I kind of cleared up good. This will be for the frame.
Ooh.
It'll be a frame, our new Elevate frame, first edition. Your choice. The only you'll get a free frame. Only thing I'm worried about is there's a potential we don't have the size you want left because of the first thing. Regardless, you're gonna get a frame. Don't have the size.
1 second, I gotta because I'm pulling up
left because.
Yep, just one second.
You're gonna get a frame.
1 second, I gotta because I'm pulling up
left because.
Okay, I gotta pull up the other screen here in a second. Continue so that way we can have it up in the chat.
Okay, I'm trying to think of.
Well, you need to make sure that they like your page.
Yes, make sure y'all like the page.
The AOT Facebook page, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the Facebook or the Instagram. Prefer the Facebook. We kind of do more of our information through Facebook than Instagram.
Yeah.
And then let's do Instagram. What years? Let's try that. What year did I join the military?
Oh shit!
There we go. Hey, it's not going to be an easy question. It's a frame, people.
Right.
So, these frames aren't cheap. So, it's not going to be. It's not going to be.
I just get bombarded with people just spam guessing.
1973.
So I've got some answers coming in here. I'll let a few of them get in there, and then I'll read them off.
Is one of them Tom Brady?
It's not Tom Brady. I'm willing to say it's probably not Tom. We have somebody that always answers each week with Tom Brady. Did you catch any? Do you know the answer, Melissa?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't, but I do. I did have one on your Facebook that came in that I haven't seen repeated yet. So depending on what the answer is.
All right.
He could text it to you so we know what it is.
Oh, he's gonna say it in a minute.
Yeah. We pretty much have about every year from 97 to 2000 and looks like 9. So What?
As long as it's between
Gate 9 says 12.
12.
You're just a tad behind.
Oh, that's a Tom Brady number.
Just a tad behind. All right, what was the answer?
2002.
Let me scroll up here.
I have no correct answer.
Okay.
Well, I do on
This one.
Yeah, that was before this one.
That was before, yep.
I have one on YouTube, but
Rob was before the answer on YouTube.
yes.
Yep. So we've got he was a third one between YouTube and Facebook, and no one chimed in over
Now we got
on Twitch. So nobody on Twitch. Chris's daughter wasn't watching tonight.
No, they're not on there.
No. So Rob Cole had the correct answer of
them kids after
2002. Noah came in just probably about 15, 20 seconds afterwards on YouTube with the correct answer. And we had a bevy of answers from 2001, 97, all the way up to 12.
So they're just guessing. But you have to be like in the AOT
you said
social page.
You were getting out of high school in 99, right? Because that's when you said you were going to the concert. So I think that's where some of those earlier answers came in.
Nice.
All right, so Rob Cole, you better be have already liked the AOT Instagram and or Facebook.
Yeah. Otherwise,
it goes to Noah, as long as he's liked them.
Yeah. I'm sure he followed the rules. We know him.
Yes.
We hope so.
You said Noah was a close second?
Yes.
And you get a free set of gear.
Free set of gear?
Wow.
Noah.
Make sure hey, when you email Kip, make sure you tell All Things BMX Show in your email, because
Noah, make sure you like
that'll jog.
Make sure you like the All Things BMX page.
Yeah, that too, Noah.
He's actually he's one of the All Things BMX kind of crew rider we have here.
Yeah.
So
him and his son.
Just giving him
he
some
does.
stuff.
I can reply to him on the chat, so
cool.
He's a member.
Hey, so want to hand it over to you for any shout outs, anything like that. We'll hand it over to you. And we'll wrap it up here in a few seconds, but we want to make sure that we toss it over, and anything else you want to add in there, feel free to. I'm going to put you on full screen. Take it away.
Cool, man. So first and foremost, thanks to ATB, all three of y'all for allowing me to get on here and kind of showing people a little bit different side of who I am and talk about what we do. That being said, the gratitude that I have for each and every rider will never be enough, but I do appreciate those that have stuck with us from the very beginning, and those that that are newer and are just now joining. I want to give a big shout out to Braden Lewis and all of our state managers. Like I said, they're doing this as a volunteer position, and anyone who knows how much time and effort goes into it, or those that don't know, just know there's a lot. So for them to do something mainly, and I hope because they believe in the brand and they believe in the direction, is really appreciative. So and most importantly to my wife, me and Rina, who continues to let me do this this badass portion of my life the way that I've been doing it. And she's been behind the scenes, and she enjoys being behind the scenes, but works her ass off, and is truly the grease, the wheel, and everything else involved that keeps it going outside of this pretty face that you're seeing now, which as you're seeing it, you would know that we probably wouldn't be successful with it alone. So thank y'all to everyone. Really do appreciate y'all. And I look forward to not only, continuing to do what I can to help grow the sport. Oh, one last thing before I forget. If you run a track, if you're a track owner, if you know a track owner, we have an idea, and it's already being put out there, to make your track money. Again, it's really asking nothing in return. You give out codes to your riders, they buy stuff, you get a portion of all that money. It's not the typical sponsorship of, hey, I'm going to give you a check for $100, $200, $500, put up my banner, bye, see you next year. This is a way that, again, unlimited earning potential, and I'm on the talk show at 3 a.m. in the morning telling you that. But it really is. So get with us. I want to grow the sport. As the sport grows, my business grows. It's just common sense. So if I can help grow your track, grow your sport, grow your clientele, design custom stuff for Jersey races, reach out. I'm open. This is new to me. I'm learning, but I want to learn as fast as I can.
How do they contact you, Kip?
Any of the social medias are okay. That being said, we do get bombarded, and I'm the only one on all the social medias that answer that. And we'll get hundreds of messages a day. Support at AOTRacing.com. And that'll go directly to me and Rena. We're the only ones that monitor that mailbox. She flags it if I need to read it, and I'll read it, and I will respond.
Awesome.
And we'll have those links in the descriptions and the show notes. Following the show, and if you guys are listening on the podcast formats, it'll be in the description. So if you guys want to reach out that way too. Can you hang out for a few minutes after we shut the show off? Because I had a couple people message me. They were trying to message before we lost the Facebook, and I need to pass those messages along to you.
That's a hard pass, but thanks anyway.
Okay. Appreciate it. Good talk.
No, I'm here. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
He's probably starving. So
Yeah, he probably wants to eat dinner.
That is true. I have these damn pretzels staring at me right now, and they're like, eat me, but I don't want to be like,
Yeah, right on. Okay. Well, Kip, again, thank you for joining us. It's been great getting to know you a little bit, learning about your company. Thanks a lot for being on with us. Everybody else, thanks for joining us tonight. Please make sure to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff that all us YouTube social media people ask you to do. We'd appreciate that for sure. Join us next week. We'll be visiting with Mr. Scott Town. And till next week, everybody have a great week. We'll see you. God bless you. Good night.